So I've been putting this off for a little bit because I was unsure about how to approach this chapter section, chapter 17. It starts off by explaining the verb classifications we've seen, and it gives five types. It's this regular three radical, um, and then within the regular three radical, there's an underived version of passive reflexive. Passive reflexive means it's like a to be version of a word, like melbes is to dress, melbes is to be dressed. Causative like a and causative as meaning like um, you are causing something to dress something is like in the as. This is normally transitive property, meaning like excuse me, you're dressing someone else, whereas this is like you're dressing yourself. This one you're causing someone else to dress something. Um, that pattern I think mostly continues down here. Regular to radical a verbs, mavik maddes, in the passive verb is to be known to be repaired, to let know to have repaired. Uh, I guess a quick thing I can mention is for this three radical, it's when it's saying a verbs, it means like it's an ma beginning word. Um, when it gets into two radicals, it means this a and this e thing. It's actually meaning it's an at ending word and an et ending word, from what I understand. The different things there, and then luckily the four radical is pretty chill. Um, the reason I say chill, relatively speaking, is because all these different verb forms that the book gives, some of them have like really minute technical differences in the conjugation patterns. And I was really struggling like, do I want to like go and explain the specific conjugation exception rules for each one? And I was thinking overall, no, I'd rather just do like some general run through of these different verbs and conjugating them in the ways that we've been shown so far in the book. Um, and I did leave it, for the future if I wanted to, of how to identify what type of verb a word is. Um, and I put the rules here. So if you see like an ME, one radical, two radical, E, and third radical, and then will be the three radical type A. Same thing for ME, one, two, this will be like a type B, three radical regular, three radical type A, if it begins with MA, yada, 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 yada. We can try it. I haven't used this too much, but let's pick this word. So ME, radical, radical, E, radical, AT. So let's see, ME. Uh, uh, I guess this one is a passive reflexive, so um, maybe I don't want to use that one because it's based off of Megbot. So let's use Megbot. So 1, 2, radical, radical, AT. So ME, radical, radical. So this should be a two radical type A word, two radical type A word, right? Yeah, and this passive reflexive and causative versions are going to be different. So it goes on and gives a lot of great examples, and then it comes to an area that I think was actually useful, which is these charts, which I'm trying not to show too much of. So I thought maybe what I could do is do a run through with myself and for my future self of trying to do a general conjugation run through. So I put the charts here. I'll start over here, and I'll do my best to go each one. I'm gonna move this down, and I'll go from perfective to imperfective, jussive, imperative, gerund, noun of agent, noun of instrument, and noun of instrument, and just kind of say what I'm thinking. Please tell me this is recording still. Perfect. Okay. So melbis I think will be lebese, meketel, ketele. Passive reflexive first, sort of place to stop and point out something. So these conjugated in the perfective and actually a few other cases are going to start with te. So this would be telebese, I think would be like um, he was dressed, and meketel I think this is continued like he is continued, something like that. I actually don't know the exact or tekele would be I think the perfected form. Malbes I'm guessing is to cause something to be dressed, and then meketel to cause something to be continued. So lebese and ketele. We'll see how close these are. Lebese, ketele, telebse. Hopefully that's what I said. Teketele. Oh, I forgot it's an A. Yeah, it's kind of blurry. But albese, right, would be there. And aketele, that would be there. Imperfective. I don't think there's going to be any issues here for the imperfective. I think yelebsal, yiketelal. Um, I think in this case, for the imperfective, the T is kept. So yetelebsal, yeteketelal. This will be YA, so yalebsal and yaketelal. Yaketelal. Hopefully that's somewhat correct. We'll see. Yelebsal, Yiketelal. Ah, I was wrong here. So the T is removed. So imperfective, this T is no longer here. In other conjugations, it will remain. But I guess it'll be a doubling of this. I guess I don't know what radical number the is. I'll just say the first consonant that's not M. I was wrong again here. Yiketelal, okay. Doubling of this consonant. So these are going to be exactly the same. You're just going to have to hear the doubling here, which I guess is just a longer enunciation of this L. Yalebsal, that was correct. Yiketelal, okay. Jussive. So this is a way of saying like, let him do something. So I think it's just going to be all of these without the AL. So yelebs, yiketel, yelebs, yiketel, yalebs, and yaketel. See how that looks? Yelebs, yiketel, yelebs, yiketel, yalebs, yaketel. So hopefully that's, what what it sounded like I was saying. Imperative, I think here the T comes back for these passive reflexives. So otherwise it's just going to be basically like the main root of this word. I know there's like some special rules coming up somewhere, but I just would ignore it. Like there's an I in certain places versus an E. I think that happens sometimes, but I just don't think I would care because for me the pronunciation will be so similar that I'd rather just take the loss of not having perfect pronunciation, and hopefully by me being able to pronounce it the way I do it, I can also interpret what other people are saying, especially with context. Like maybe if I know they're talking about someone doing something to themselves, I'll know it's like this version of the imperfective versus this version of the imperfective, if that makes sense, in terms of like, two words that are very similarly pronounced. Anyway, so libs would be like a command to you, male, to dress or something. Ketel, to continue. I'm gonna say lebes. Oh no, telebs would be the imperative. So it'd be very similar to the perfective. I just don't think it'll have an e at the end. Teketel, albes, and aketel. So very similar to the perfectives, just without the e's at the end. Let's see how that looks. Libs, ketel. Telebs, right? No e. Teketal, perfect. Alibs, perfect. And aketel. Okay, so that seems to be working so far. Gerund, I think you just throw an O onto the ends of all these imperatives as far as I understand. So lipso, ketelo, telipso, teketelo, alipso, and aketel. And this is for the, he, him conjugation for gerund. So let's see how that looks. Yeah, again, like this I versus E situation, I'm just going to ignore it. If I hear an O and libs, something like that, I'll just assume it has something to do with him having dressed. So lepso, ketelo, telepso, teketalo, alepso, aketelo. Okay. Noun of agent. So this is where things in noun of instrument. This is where stuff gets pretty confusing. For me, noun of agent, what I normally do. Oh, sorry, I'm getting a call. Let me pause this. Continuing. Yep, looks like it's continuing. I would just replace this O with an I for noun of agent. I think that should work. So lepsi, ketali, telepshi. Oh, actually, yeah. So for some of them, the palatal constant rule comes in. It's either for noun of agent or noun of instrument. I think it's more of a noun of instrument thing. So, I'm gonna like S would become sh. This L becomes an IY, I think, which is one I kept forgetting. But I think that only matters for noun of instrument. So I'm gonna say lepsi, keteli, telepsi, teketeli, alepsi, aketeli. We'll see how that looks. Okay, no. So the palatal constant effect is taking place here, and they're not throwing eyes onto the ends of the word. Interesting. So the L becomes a Y, right? Lepsh, getai, dolepsh, deketai, albash, and akete. Okay, aketai, I guess. For noun of instrument, I think it would just be throwing on EAs literally to the ends of these words. We'll see. If I can, really won't let me do that. No, what are EAs? Oh, I guess you just throw A's on if it's affected by the palatal constant rule. So malebsha. Oh, right. You start with the infinitive, right? So this is good learning. Okay, so my mistakes were not understanding for noun of agent that the parallel constant rule is going to take place, and I guess it doesn't have an I thrown onto it if it does, and then remembering that noun of instrument is based off the infinitive, and then you use the parallel constant rule. And I guess if a parallel constant rule is taking place, you just throw A's onto the ends of the words. Yeah, masleb shal. I don't know if I was even doing these sections, these words over here. I might have just been ignoring them. Um, but yeah, so a few mistakes there, but hopefully some learning from them. Let's see how I do here. Maybe what I'll do is I'll even just jump to the jussive. Um, yeah, so uh, here we already see like there's a T in the infinitive actually. Did these have a T in the infinitive? No, they did not. Interesting. I guess that must be like a theoretical A type of situation. Mawik. Okay, we'll go here. We'll go to the jussive. Or, let's just try and do fast. Awake adise awik tawake adase astawake and astawase. Right? You just, yeah. Imperative. Yakal, yadisal, yit awikal, yit adisal, and yastawikal and yastawsal, something like that. Yawikal, yadisal, yat awikal, yat idasal, yasawikal, yasawikal. Hopefully I said this correctly. I'm not 100% sure what I said. Jussive, I think it'd be the same, except you take off the AL. And I think the T, well, because now it's not just added, now I think it's part of the infinitive. So I'm going to say this keeps the T for these ones. So yet iwik, yet adas, and I think yasawik and yastasa would be the jussives for let him. Let's see, iwik, yeah, this becomes an I, another exceptional that I really know if I would. Maybe this one is important because ya versus I is kind of a different, pretty significant difference in pronunciation. Yadis, yet awik. Yet add this, yasawik. Yes, I did keep the T's. And okay, so imperative. I think would just be the perfective without the E's. So awik, addes, tawik, taddes, and asawik and astes. We'll see. Yeah, it becomes an I here. So addis. Okay, close. Tawik, addis, asawik, astadis. So some vowel differences, which again are specific rules for each type of verb and their conjugations, but I'll take that. Gerund, I think I was okay here. I just threw O's onto the ends of all these imperfectives. Yeah, it would go adiso, tawiko, tadiso, asawiko, adistaso. Yeah. Okay, noun of agent. So, I made the mistake last time. Of not thinking that the parallel constant rule will apply. I don't think K has a parallel constant rule, so I think that'll just be awake here. But here it'd be adesha, awiki here, and then for here it'd be adisha, asawiko, and astasha, and asawike, and astasha. We'll see. If I can. Awaki, Adash. Okay, no A ending. Oh, I'm guessing the noun of instruments where the A endings came. Maybe, yeah, let me just do this. Yes, no A endings here. So that my mistake there. A parallel constant rule applied, but no A endings. My noun of instruments. You start from the infinitive, right? Mawek. Iya, I think you'll throw an Iya onto here. Madesh, and I think you're just going to throw an A on instead of an EA. Because it says a parallel constant, so madisha, matawikia, metadisha, masawikia, masdesha. I'm hoping that'll be correct. We'll see. Mawekia, madisha, metawikia, metadisha, masawikia. Okay, that worked out pretty well. Since this series has been kind of bloated and overkill for certain explanations, I'll try one more. Oh, this is gonna be awful with this one. Well, let me pick a different one. Yeah, I mean, uh, this is gonna be tough because there's paddle of constant endings that matter in some cases and don't matter in other cases. So yeah, okay. So perfective. This is geba. I know that for some reason. I think the perfectives here they keep their A's. I just don't know why I remember that. So geba et geba et um oh, because these are passive reflexive, they're gonna have a T in there. So et it geba oh my gosh. Et I guess, and because it has an A, and then askeba and asteta. Let's see how that looks. Geba, teta, egeba, teta, eteta, ageba. Um, yeah, hopefully I didn't say T here because it's not a has a reflexive, it's just causative. Ageba. Oh no, I think I did by accident. Ageba, ateta, askeba. Okay, so I probably got that one wrong actually. Imperative, Yigebal, Yet et al, Yet egebal, Yet et al, Yagebal, Yat et al, Yasgebal, Yast et al. I think that should be right. Yigebal, Yet et al, Yigebal. Um, no, it's not. The T here is not here. Interesting. But here, yeah, the T for the perfective was kept. Here, the T was not kept. Interesting. Yeah, this is like there's very, you know, that does seem kind of important. But I guess it's also just, you know, how much can I really memorize perfectly and then think of whenever I want to hear or interpret something. So, you know, I guess good effort, but this is an exception to the rule of imperfective for theoretical type A verbs. And there may be things like that in these as well. Actually, I think this chart is nice because it's very just straightforward. This one I have an issue, so maybe it'd be worth doing over recording. Yigiba, yeteta, yigiba, yeteta, yagiba, and yateta, yaskiba, yasteta. I think that just would be the imperfective of the ALs. Yep, 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 yep. Wait, yagiba. Hopefully that's what I said. Yateta. So yeah. Okay, looks okay. Imperative. This one is an exception. I think it's gonna be gibba with an I in between here and here. Um, I think would be just that one. Gebba would be that one. Et um, wow, because normally it's the perfective, right? It's very similar to the perfective for these causative ones or these passive reflexive ones actually. So you know maybe it's I don't know actually. Wow, I actually don't know. I'm gonna say uh, I don't know. Actually, I have no idea. Uh, Geba or Ageba, right? Because as an A, I keep thinking it's not an A there. Um, Atet Askeba Astet. We'll see what happens. Geba et Egeba. Okay. So I guess there's a difference in. No, it's very similar. It's the perfective and the imperative. The like you male command. I guess for these two are basically the same. Interesting. Ageba. Hope that's what I said. Atet Askeb. Okay. Okay, that looks pretty close. Gerund. I think this is going to keep the T ending. That's like a thing that the gerund does. So it's not just the imperative. I think it's more like um, uh, gebato maybe gebato, etato, gebato. Oh no, maybe tegebato. It'll yeah, yeah. I don't. Tegebato. Is that what it would be? Hopefully. Um, Etetato, agabato, atetato, askebato, astetato. We'll see. Gepto, teteto, It did keep the T, and hopefully that's what I was trying to say. I think when I was doing these ones, Egepto, that Agepto. Hopefully is what I said. Ateteto, Askebeto, Astetato. Noun of agents. So last time I thought I'd have an A added to the end, but it didn't. This is paddle constant endings, I believe. So it'd be like um, gebach. Oh, hopefully it's not. Hopefully it's gebach. Maybe gebachi. Detach. Um, tegeb. Tegab. Tegach. Maybe. Et. Geb. Gebch. Oh, actually, I have no idea what the noun of agent would be. We'll see. Let's just look. Gebi. Wow. Etchi. So this one. Okay, so they're not keeping the T. Interesting. Gebi. Etchi. So like all the I stuff I was talking about before, now it's here. Agbi Atechi. Wow, so this one was very wrong. So I guess what you do for this one is you go back to the perfective and you just make it an I instead of an A. And then I guess you change any paddle constant things that you need to. Okay, so noun of instrument. So those are based off of the infinitive. I think it should be the infinitives with CHs at the end and A. So megbacha, metetacha, meggebacha, metetacha, magbacha, matetacha, maskebacha, mastetacha. Hopefully. Not correct. Megibia, interesting. Okay, so it's more so based off of the noun of agent. It's more like, wow, it's like a mix of the infinitive because it has to keep the me, whatever ending beginning it has, and then it just adopts this suffix or whatever this is what's gonna be, and then you put on in front of it. Interesting. I guess I'll do this one too, maybe this one just to be thorough. Memshit, membidget, 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 membidget. Okay. Meshit, bedget. This is passive reflexive, so tememeshet, tebedget, amshit, abedget, asmeshet, aspedget, memsh. Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, normally you take off the T. I forgot for the perfective. I don't know why I kept it on. Alright, imperfective would just be this, but with ye and al at the end, I'm guessing. So yemeshal, yebijal. Last time the A didn't keep it, but maybe it'll keep it this time. So yetemeshal, yetebijal, yameshal, um, yabijal, yasmeshal, yasbej. Yaspejal. Hopefully something like that. No, this one didn't keep the T either. Got rid of it. Yeah, these all look otherwise what I expect them to sound like. So this one and this one are gonna sound very similar. Same with this one and this one. This one may be better clarified. Yamashal. Okay, interesting. Jussive. Um, all these without the AL. I'll say that. Yimsh. Yibij, yimsh, yibij, yamsh, yabej. Okay, cool. Imperative. Interesting. Imperative. What was the lesson I tried to learn from here? I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I don't remember. I'll just go for it. I think it's just going to be the perfective without the E at the end. So mesh, bej, amesh, tebj, amsh, abj, amshe. See how that looks. Oh, this became an I, so mish, bej, amsh, ebj, amsh. Okay. Gerund. I think it's gonna keep this T, so it's just going to be the imperative with a T with the ending ETO. So mishito, Vegeto, Temeshito, Devegeto, Amsheto, Abidjeto, amshito, absmedjeto, something like that. Oh, yeah, meshit. Okay, yeah, it became an I again. Meshito, abidjeto, meshito, amshito. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Noun of agent. So it keeps beating me up. So I think it will be um, the imperative with an I. So mishi, beji, emishi, ebeji, amshi, abiji, amshi. And we'll see how that looks. Meshi, beji, temeshi, tebeji, amshi, abiji, amishi. Okay. Uh, Time for the home run. Noun of instrument is based off of the infinitive, right? But what happened last time was um, it did cleave off the um, T's, right? So I think it'll be here, it'd be like memshia, maybe? Mebgia, memeshia, mebegia, uh, mameshia, mabegia, masmeshia, masbegia. So the only reason my one thing is that this sh is not an s, so it's not a palatable consonant. It's already an sh. So would it have an ea ending or an a ending? Actually, my guess is it's just going to be sha endings, not es. I don't want to re-say all of them, but we'll see. Oh, okay, now I was right the first time. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, cool. This one I think I would just chill. Like menzeta, menzeta, ma menzeta, no, menzeta, sorry, as menzeta, perfective, right? Imperfective, just, oh, right, passive reflexive gets the T in front of it. Imperfective, man, the imperfective, I don't even know what to do. Because in these two, it keeps the T. Uh, in these two, it did not keep that T. So here, I'm gonna say not keep the T, maybe. Evens it out. Okay, I didn't keep the T. So I guess that's only these two things. Dressive, this without the AL. Yep. Imperative, I think would be the perfective without the E endings. Menzid, temenzid, amenzid, right? Gerund would be the imperatives with an O at the end. Menzido, temenzido, amenzido, amsmenzido. Noun of agents would be, man, this is the one that keeps tripping me up. I think it would be the gerunds, but instead of O's, they're I's now. Menzati, I guess there's some vowel change here. Temenzati, amenzati, asmenzati, right? And the noun of instrument would just be all of these, but with EAs at the end. So, if I can just move these somewhere. Menzati, amenzati, okay, so hopefully, that walkthrough is something I can watch back and see my thought process with, and hopefully it'll be somewhat helpful for the future.